Yashwant Varma.
One shall be a person who is, in the opinion of the Speaker, or as the case may be, chairman or distinguished jurist. And before that it is given that if a notice given of a motion for presenting an address to the President praying for removal of a judge signed by, in the case of a notice given in the House of People by not less than 100 members of the House, and in the case of a notice given in the in the Council of States by not less than 50 members of the Council, then the Speaker, or as the case may be, the Chairman may, after consulting such persons, if any, as he thinks fit, and after considering such material or materials, if any, as may be available to him, either admit the motion or refuse to admit the same. But coming to a motion that has been presented in both the houses on the same day, it says, provided that where notice of a motion referred to in subsection 1 are given on the same day in both the houses of Parliament, no committee shall be constituted unless the motion has been admitted in both the houses, and where such motion has been admitted in both houses, the committee shall be constituted jointly by the Speaker and the Chairman. So since the provisions are different, I have directed the Secretary General to update whether such a motion has also been moved in the House of the People. Honorable Law Minister, are you aware? Yes. Motion has been moved?
हाँ, मोशन स्पीकर साहब के पास जो है वो सांसदों ने मिलकर के दिया है,
कर दिया. In that case, since the Honorable Law Minister is present here and has so indicated that a similar motion has come to be presented by requisite number of members of Parliament of Lok Sabha, requisite more than 100.
More than 100, 152, I think.
More than 100. To the Honorable Speaker, Lok Sabha, the provisions of provisions of Section 3, subsection 2, proviso will come into effect, and the Secretary General will take necessary steps in this direction. Honorable members, I need to inform you that in December, a motion under Article 124 was submitted for my consideration for removal of a judge of a High Court of Allahabad. That motion was purportedly from 55 members. I examined that and found that one particular member had signed at 2 places. The result was that the representation, the motion, indicated there are 55 members seeking removal, but actually it was not 55, it was only 54. So obviously an inquiry was conducted to find out from the member who had signed twice, allegedly. The honorable member declined his second signature, and that made the matter a little more serious, because it was required of me then to get to the bottom of the issue and find out whether the representation was meriting consideration. And the process was initiated for verification of signatures and authentication. That process is under progress. I will get an update and come back to the House. I have already indicated to this august House on an earlier occasion that if the requisite number of members who verify their signatures and the number goes above 50 or more, I would proceed and deal with the issue of a signature that has been twice there and not owned by the member in a different manner. Because if a motion carries two signatures of the same member and the honorable member declines that he has not signed at two places but he has signed only at one place, the matter becomes serious and culpable. This august House has to set very high standards. If we do not live up to the highest expectations of the people, then we will be putting things under the carpet and not subjecting them to deep investigation. I will discuss with the floor leaders as to what steps this House needs to take with respect to such kinds of transgressions. I must also indicate to this august House that there was an occasion in this House where on seat number 222, a pad of ₹500 notes was found. What is more surprising and deeply concerning is not that a pad of notes was found, but no one has owned it. No one has claimed it. This is quite serious. I had asked the authorities to get into the matter seriously, but it appears now that the matter will have to be dealt with, and that too I will put before the floor leaders for further consideration and guidance. Dr. Sikandar Kumar, concern over increasing drug addiction in youth and its impact.
Thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity to speak on important subject, that is concern over increasing drug addiction in youth and its impact. उपाध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं सरकार का ध्यान एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण विषय की ओर आकर्षित करना चाहता हूं. वर्तमान समय
All right, so that is of course the Rajya Sabha now discussing the impeachment of Justice Yashwant Varma. Let me go across to my colleague Pragya, who's joining us with more on this. Pragya, this has been a crucial decision that has to be taken by the Parliament. Now, of course, they're working towards it. But one of the key things that the Vice President said is how signature forgery also was a big concern, that one member had signed twice and then the member had declined that signature wasn't his.
Absolutely, and these signature mentioned by the chairman Rajya Sabha are concerning two different issues and two different matters. One that Rajya Sabha chairman spoke about is about the signature that have been submitted to the speaker, and in fact there is a memorandum that has been given by the MPs for the removal of Justice Varma. During his house, there has been reports of alleged reports of cash being found in his outhouse that he claimed that it was not his. But the removal motion has been signed by MPs, and these are 145 in number. And in fact, it shows the urgency and also the seriousness with which government is taking this case. And in fact, not just government, but MPs of all parties, in fact, are of the same view that there should be an example set for the judiciary as well. And this is why they have signed this memorandum. What Mr. Chairman was speaking about the forgery of signature was against a judge against whom all the opposition MPs had signed, and in fact has sought removal of the misconduct of being a judge, because one of the judge, Justice Shekhar Yadav, had in fact, because he had gone to a function of an organization affiliated with the RSS and spoke things that were objectionable to many of the opposition members, they signed this motion. So when there was an inquiry why there is two signature of an MP, it was found that there was the member, the MP in fact said that he only signed once, which ensured that the chair will have some kind of scrutiny of these signatures, and therefore the speaker chair is saying that I will go into this. We have also in the process of verifying the signatures, and once the report is submitted, he will go with the matter and proceed it accordingly. He is not saying that there will be no action, because if 50 MPs give the signatures, then action or some proceedings needs to be done, which the chair is saying that they will do it, as against the charge by the opposition that there has been a bias in this particular case by the chair. The chair has in fact categorically said that these are the matters under scrutiny, these are the matters under investigation. Once the report is concluded, this will be placed before the House. But having said that, Justice Varma, it looks like that the removal motion, the government believes, and in fact many of the MPs would also want that the investigation will soon be over by the committee that will be formed in the Lok Sabha, and this will be passed in both the houses this monsoon session only.
Right. Pragya, let me also go across to our colleague Harish, who tracks the proceedings of the Supreme Court as well as the High Courts. Harish, if this impeachment motion goes through and Justice Varma eventually gets impeached, he's going to be the first judge in the country to actually face such ignominy. There are, of course, certain instances in the past where such proceedings have taken place, but either the motion has failed or those judges have themselves resigned.
Yes, that's right. If Justice Yashwant Varma gets impeached, as you rightly said, he will be the first judge to suffer this ignominy, because earlier Justice Soumitra Sen in 2011 faced impeachment proceedings for misappropriation of funds. The Rajya Sabha had passed the motion, but he resigned before Lok Sabha could vote. In the case of 1993, Justice V. Ramaswamy, the first judge in independent India against whom removal proceedings were initiated for corruption, the motion failed in Lok Sabha due to abstentions. Then there was the interesting case of Justice Hassan Shukla. Then Chief Justice Deepak Mishra had recommended impeachment of Allahabad High Court Judge Hassan Shukla on charges of misconduct and judicial impropriety. But judicial work was taken away from him, but government did not initiate impeachment proceeding, and he retired in July 17, 2020. So for one reason or other, all impeachment motions are fizzled out, and if Justice Yashwant Varma gets impeached, he will be the first judge in the India's judicial history to suffer the ignominy.
All right. Harish and Pragya, thanks very much to both of you for joining us with those details. Let's wait and watch how these proceedings go forth. At the moment, viewers, it's time for a short break, but news and updates will continue on Times Now.